Welcome to the world of horror. Today, we dive into a chilling true story from Japan, a tale so disturbing that it will make you think twice before ever bringing a doll into your home. Do you remember those childhood days when a small toy or a small doll became your best friend? In 1988, an unbelievable real incident occurred in Japan that will probably make you never want a doll again. This is the story of 17-year-old Iki Suzuki and his little sister, Kikuko-chan. Little Kikuko's fourth birthday was approaching, and she was adamant about one thing. She wanted a beautiful doll that would look like her, a best friend she could cherish forever. But the Suzuki family was poor. Their father worked as a laborer, and their mother worked as a tailor. They simply could not afford such a gift. But Iki loved his sister deeply. He couldn't bear to see her sadness. For an entire month, he worked odd jobs to save money. Finally, in a shop window, he found it. A traditional Japanese doll. It was unlike any other. There was a strange calmness on its face, but its eyes were so deep, as if they were watching everything. The doll wore a red kimono, and its black hair fell to its neck. Iki bought it immediately. When Kikuko opened her gift on her birthday, she went crazy with joy. She named the doll Kiku, gave it the most special place in her room, and cared for it like a real child, combing its hair, bathing it, never letting it go. But this happiness did not last. One day, while playing outside, Kikuko was bitten by a mosquito and contracted severe malaria. She suffered in agony, clutching the Okiku doll close to her chest until she took her last breath. In Japan, the deceased are often cremated with their favorite belongings. Iki and his parents wanted the Okiku doll to be cremated with Kikuko, but the temple denied permission. So, they built a small memorial in their home. They placed the Okiku doll on a shelf in the hall, intending to honor her memory. That is where the real horror began. One night, Iki woke to faint noises coming from the hall, what sounded like Kikuko's voice, whispering and laughing softly. When he went to check, no one was there. Soon, the sounds became frequent. Iki's parents began hearing them too. Then, one day, Iki returned home to find all of Kikuko's drawings scattered on the floor, with the Okiku doll lying among them. The windows were closed, and no one was home. But when Iki picked up the doll to return it to the shelf, he noticed something terrifying. The doll's hair, which had originally reached its neck, had grown longer, now touching its shoulders, and it was turning from black to a brownish color, like human hair. When Iki told his parents, they dismissed it as imagination. His mother even cut the doll's hair back to its original length. That was their biggest mistake. That night, Iki's mother had a nightmare. In the dream, Kikuko appeared, crying because her doll's hair had been cut. Suddenly, Kikuko's crying turned to anger, and her face transformed into that of the Okiku doll. The mother woke up screaming because the Okiku doll was sitting on her chest. From that night onward, the family's life became a living hell. All three family members suffered nightmares, all involving the doll terrorizing them. The doll's hair continued to grow, reaching below its shoulders. One evening, Iki was sitting in the hall when he saw the doll's neck turn toward him. And then, the doll blinked. Paranormal activity escalated. Strange voices, the sound of a little girl laughing, shadows moving. It became constant. Desperate, the family tried to throw the doll away. Iki's father buried it in a nearby field. But that night, the house shook violently as if from an earthquake. When the father opened the door, the Okiku doll was standing there on its own. Strands of its hair wrapped around his neck, slowly strangling him. As he gasped for air, Iki screamed Kikuko's name toward the doll. Suddenly, the doll went limp, and the hair released his grip. But they could not escape. Every time they tried to get rid of the doll, it returned. For 20 years, the Suzuki family endured this horror. Every year around Kikuko's birthday, the activity would intensify. They called priests and spiritual healers, but every attempt only made things worse. Finally, after 2 decades of torment, the family handed the doll over to the Manji Buddhist temple in Japan. Priests there attempted to purify it, but nothing worked. Nearly 100 years have passed since the original incident. Today, the Okiku doll remains at that temple, properly packed and stored. Tourists can visit and see it, though taking photographs is strictly prohibited. It is said that looking at it for too long can bring nightmares. And here is the most terrifying part. To this day, the doll's hair continues to grow like human hair. Temple priests regularly cut it. But recently, something even more unsettling has been observed. The doll's mouth is slowly opening, and people have reportedly seen teeth forming inside. So, what do you think? Is it Kikuko's soul that became attached to the doll? Or is there some other secret behind it?